Sorry about that, guys. Welcome back to Neeks Sports, episode 95 of the Neeks Sports podcast. And I know it has been a while. I know. Apologies. I apologize for the absence. I apologize for the lack of videos. Of course, I've been active elsewhere on the YouTube scene. You see me on DR Sports. You see me on the Football Terrace. You see me on the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. I mean, when I bring in the guest, I say the guest. When I bring in the team, you're gonna see another person who's more viral than me these days. Actual street celebrity. So we've been busy, and that's why you haven't really seen us in the last year as active as we want to be. But we're going to a new season, and God willing, everything going to plan, you will see more and more of us as the season goes on. I'm going to bring in one by one the guests, and we're going to get straight into the show, previewing the Premier League season. And of course, for the sake of one person, I guess we have to do a little review of last season. Very, very brief review of last season, because who really wants to talk about Liverpool in any glowing light for any length of time? First off, I'm going to bring in Ramsey. What are you saying? You good?
Yo, what's happening? How's everyone doing? We're back with a new season nearly. What, we a couple weeks out? Yeah, man, good to be back.
And you got a dog barking in the background as well. Let us know if the dog wants to come on the stream. I'm sure we'll share some more insightful comments than the resident scouts we have on the podcast.
Yeah, she's got some worse takes than me, so.
Next up, I'm gonna bring in Kyle. What are you saying?
Not too bad. Everything's all right. Doing well.
Except your camera.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, technical difficulties. No camera this week. No
So
camera today.
what are you telling me? You had all these months to prepare for today, and you couldn't even give us a camera?
No, you know what? Because the camera hasn't been used since the last podcast, and I've gotten a new PC since then. Like, it hasn't been set up, so there's a lot of work to do. So obviously, when I came in with like 30 minutes to spend, I was like, all right, let's bring out the old camera and whatnot. I was like, oh damn, I got a new computer. I completely forgot. So yeah, this week there's no camera this week.
Okay. I guess the crowd will let us know whether you're forgiven or not. We'll see how the show goes. Next up, I have to bring in last season's champions, and as we go through the podcast, maybe next season's champions as well. It's not for us to decide, but it's definitely for us to predict. I bring in Nat 20 times, isn't it? You can finally sing it. Don't drown me out though, because I sang it first, but you can sing it as well 20 times. What are you saying, Nat?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. How are you?
Oh yeah, I'm alright, innit?
That's good, man.
Last season's over. It can't get worse than that, so I'm alright, innit? And I survived it. I'm alive.
Yes, I'm glad you survived and you were able to witness greatness from Arne Slot and Co. So
well, actually, my electricity actually was down for the last half of last season, so I missed everything. I was just told apparently that you won, but I couldn't.
Don't worry, I'll send you the highlight video.
It's
alright. I'll send you the highlight video.
Space. I ain't got much space. Google. You know, Google Gmail just telling you, oh, you have to buy one space. Google space. I ain't got that kind of cash. And money. So
I'll sponsor you.
I'll take your word for it. That's all I need. Your word is all I need. Don't worry about that. But good to see you. And as I said, the street celeb. You got him out. You got him on the plane. He's shaking his head. The guy's a celebrity.
He found space in his schedule for us.
I know. He said, all right, guys, I can spare you a couple minutes, show my face, and all those kind of things. Man is outside. I don't even know. Listen, I'm on TikTok, so I don't know the numbers, but I know it's in the tens and hundreds, thousands of views and clicks and followers and whatever other algorithm it goes with it. It's the man.
On Instagram too.
Oh, there we go. It's the man JTV. I think that's what you go by, JTV.
J Joseph.
J
TV.
Joseph.
Yes.
I'm on Instagram. Everything's there. You can see it all there too.
Let's see. Can we see it? Can we see it? Well, where? We can't see it. It's not on the, it's not on your.
No, as in
Well,
like you're saying that it's on TikTok. I'm saying
I see what you're saying.
post
I see what you're
everywhere.
saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
And on Facebook as well. Yeah, I know you're a man on Facebook.
Yeah. No, man. Facebook. Even for me, Facebook is in the past.
Oh no.
I only go on there somehow. Facebook try. You know this. They try to lure you back in. Some kind of push notification. Why are you telling me
Mhm.
that so and so posted? I'm not interested.
You can get me everywhere, bro. I upload on everything, every platform. You can see it.
This was the man before the man. He was it Angry Gamer?
Oh,
Short films. Then he came into brought up Neeks Sports through J Media TV.
You know what?
Then the
Speaking
football
of,
dugout on Have Hope Football Hut, and now he's now he don't even know us anymore. Now he don't even. We only see, I only got to see him because we ended up at a wedding abroad. That's it.
screaming.
I can't see him other than that. So guys, this is me seeing him now is basically like you seeing him now. I barely see him. Can't hear him again. Can't hear him.
Wow. You know what? In your intro, you are like, you're gonna be back this season. What was that fan cams I'm hearing?
Boy, get me some of your employees in the empire that you're building, and we can
You know
get back
what?
out on the streets.
I am thinking of trying to get someone to go out to do fan cams and do like football content. I'm looking. So
You got a little
let's
empire
talk.
going on there, so you must be able to slide some over to our little section.
We'll talk.
But yes, big up everyone in the chat. Mustafa, big up yourself. Sammy, always supporting out there in Trinidad. We'll come to some of the comments as we go on. Solo, big up yourself. Welcome back from a galaxy far away. Hassan Nawaz, big up yourself.
Oh.
And Adaj back in the cut. Get Neeks a backup generator. Oh,
you said you had no expertise.
Don't worry about that. If it has to cut off this season, it will cut off this season. Don't you worry about that. Sola says he understands my pain. If I didn't have other sports to watch, I would have gone to live under a brother. I've got other sports to watch. The problem is they ain't no better. As Hassan said,
they ain't no better.
We should have a better debate. West Indies or Arsenal, who win the trophy first? Listen, I'm struggling. West Indies are breaking all kinds of records and not the good ones. I tell you, I don't want to get into it, but yeah, I'm down horrendous right now. So this little summer break, this little transfer window, couple signings, little preseason, win. That's the best I got right now. That's the best I got. Thank God.
Your boy Hamilton not cutting it for you, know?
Well, I said Hamilton's over the hill, man. Hamilton's done everything he needs to do. 8-time champion. Yeah,
he's just an exhibitionist now.
Whoa.
Yeah, 8-time.
He's just an exhibitionist now.
Harlem Gotra. He's doing his thing. But listen, guys, we gotta get straight into the meat of the podcast. And you know what? I'm gonna give Nat the floor for a little piece. Obviously, last season, out of the blue. I say out of the blue. It was unexpected. I'll say unexpected. Liverpool somehow were allowed to win their 20th league title, storming away pretty much from the rest of the league. Like when all is said and done, it wasn't really a title race. It wasn't really a competition that we thought it would be. And I say we thought it would be because really and truly we thought that it would be Arsenal and Man City challenging for the league title. Man City were nowhere to be seen all season. And Arsenal kind of just fell away from near enough to start. And they never really got back into it. And Liverpool, in the end, cantered to a 10-point victory, losing 4 games in total, 25 wins. 84 points. Not too dissimilar to actually the season before, but obviously the difference being that you actually won the league title. Arne Slot's first Premier League title in his first season at the club. You must have had a good summer, Nat.
Oh boy, oh my days. I remember when we were recording last season, the preview for the next season, I said, I have zero expectations of this manager, no pressure. I just want him to go do his thing. Let's see what he's about, because I haven't watched any highlight videos of his previous teams. I haven't looked him up. I just said, I'm going to see what he can do. I'm going to give him one season. And then from the first season, then I would like set my expectations for the next season. So I'm here, I'm, in my house. I got Sky finally after 20 years of my life of not having Sky Sports. I got Sky Sports and I tune in and I see Arne Slot playing slot football and I'm like, wow, this is sick. Like he's making decisions, he's making decisions that like at halftime he's changed. Like the team will be playing bad in the first half, for example. Second half, it's like a whole new squad has come out, but it's the same players, but they're just playing better. Like it was amazing to watch. Like we were in some games we weren't like we would go ahead and then we would just take control and see the game out. Like we wouldn't try push forward for the other team to try and see a vulnerability and score. We're just solid, see the game out, take the 3 points, go home. He'll make substitutes and all that kind of stuff. I was like, this is enjoyable. Like we're winning games. The star boys are shining and all of that. And I just couldn't believe it. Like I expected us to like struggle a little bit, to get used to the style of play, but whatever he said during like pre-season and during the training sessions during the season, it worked. Like he said to them, I don't know what he said, but he said something and it worked, man. It was great to watch. Like we did well in the Champions League, especially the group stage.
You did what in the Champions League?
We did well in the group stage of the Champions League. That's what I said.
I mean,
the competition that you went in.
It just always come to we start talking about how we're in the Greeks in the Champions League.
I'm talking about the league. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
About Liverpool. This is about Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? Like we did well there. We obviously reached the Carabao Cup final, and we won the league. So I think overall, like for his first season, all things considered, this is a good season. He set himself a high standard by winning the league. Because man said, I've managed 38 games in the season. I've managed 38 games and I've already won a league. You get me? So he's already set himself a high standard in England for me. And like I expect the same this season coming. You get me?
We'll get up to this season. Tap said, big up Taps. He said the biggest credit I can give Slot is that he never changed up too much. He basically just kept what Klopp was doing for Liverpool, then added a little bit of his defensive stability. And he went on to say he didn't go in there and rip out everything like some managers often do. What do you think?
No, I definitely agree. There were some tweaks to our defense, like he's mentioned that I noticed. Like we were a bit more solid defensively. Like we were winning back balls that last season we may have not have won back. What's it called? In terms of like when we're further up the pitch, when the other team's trying to pass out and stuff like that, we're pressing them, taking the ball, going and creating chances and stuff like that. We were very like defensively compared to the season before and stuff like that. I think we're a bit more solid, like a lot less vulnerable. Van Dijk was doing Van Dijk stuff, like Konate, all of them, like they did quite well. Robertson was a bit shaky, but
just a bit.
He pulled it together.
So shaky that you went and bought another left back.
Yeah, like he was shaky, but he pulled it together. I think with him, obviously, he's getting towards the tail end of like his prime. So obviously you're gonna see a few mistakes, but like overall, the defense, the back four, the players that we played there, they did all right. So I can't complain.
Not to dwell on last season too much, Ramsey. Arsenal was supposed to. This was you chased Man City down 2 years in a row, and the time when they finally dropped off. Like many of us predicted that they weren't going to win it, but we just had Arsenal winning it. Was this a case of Liverpool winning the league? And I guess they won it, so obviously that's a fact. Or did kind of Arsenal and maybe Man City, but obviously it comes a point where Man City just can't win it anymore. You can't win it forever. But Arsenal allowed Liverpool, because as I said, Liverpool finished with 84 points. The year before they finished with 82, and the year before they finished, they were third. Whereas you and Man City were 90, nearly 90 points, whatever. I think 89 you might have had. So did Arsenal kind of just allow Liverpool to win the league really unchallenged?
Yeah. If we're being honest, it was a poor season. Disappointing season. We probably fell back more last season than we had in the past couple of seasons, because of the expectation, where we landed. We expected to kick on from the past 3 years. 3 years ago, you didn't expect to win title race, you got in it. Year before that, okay, you were in the title race, you went close. Year after that is where you're supposed to win it, really and truly, if you're looking at that. And we fell short. So definitely, you have to say it's been a poor season. And to be honest, for being honest, like I was at the West Ham game in January, and I came out of that thinking that was it. Like, he was gone in January. Like, I feel like that was, it was almost like the race was kind of run from there. It was looking at about, I don't know what it was, about 10 points or whatever it is. And it never really looked like it was closing. We had one good game against Man City at home. And after that, it kind of just petered out, really. Listen, there's a lot on the transfer window. Past two transfer windows, really. I think looking back at last summer, probably wasn't as good as we would have hoped it to be. Getting Sterling ended up not being what it was all cracked up to be. But he was signed to be a big part of the front six. Like we spoke, all of us kind of spoke on the podcast saying it could be a good signing because of his experience and how much he's going to be a part of. We've now got a front 5 or 6 players that are going to push, and he basically was so bad. I watched the Leicester game and I said I don't want to see him play again. And this is February, we don't have any players. Back forwards, he was so bad that I didn't want him to ever play for Arsenal again. And it was like, so that was a disappointment. Plus the windows, January window, again, there's question marks on should we have gone early on a striker then.
Watkins. You went in for Watkins near the back end.
I mean, listen, we lost Saka in November, right? We knew he was going to be out for a few months. Then lost Jesus at the start of January. At that point, you should have made it a priority to bring someone in. You got 2 of your main front strikers out. Sterling has been a myth that year, so you had to bring someone in then.
It's been a myth.
And then they obviously wanted. I think they originally went for Cunha, then went to Sesko, and that the money was too much. And then last week of the season, Watkins was offered to us, and we didn't want to pay the money. And then what happens after that? Martinelli goes out injured, and then Havertz is out for the season. So you get what you pay for, really. And maybe again by that point, as I said, after the West Ham game, in my head the season was done. So maybe at that point they just say, you know what, it's too far of a gap. Are we going to waste money on a striker to potentially not win us the league? I even said at that point, if we sign Watkins, we're not winning the league. Like, so what are you signing Watkins for?
Oh, you said if you sign him, you're not winning it.
Yeah, I said that. If we sign Watkins, we're still because remember I said we ain't winning the league when we lost to West Ham. That was mid-Jan. So Watkins bid came in last week of the window. What are we buying Watkins for, really? Maybe now at the end, Champions League, maybe. But then you look at the draws and you're thinking, oh, you had Real Madrid anyway, you probably wouldn't have won it. And then PSG. Now looking back, you're thinking maybe that could have been something. But I think in my head, I'm thinking, we're not going to win the league. Should we press go? Obviously, Eddie would left, so we didn't even have a director at that point. Should we just wait for the new man to come in and then just reassess and go again in the summer? So for me, we lost it the first part of the season. We lost it with a bad transfer window last year. In hindsight, disappointing season.
We're not gonna dwell too much on last season, and maybe when we're talking about going forward, into this season, people can talk about, how the team did last year and thinking about going into the next year. But what I'll come to Kyle first. Now, actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna come to Jay. I'm gonna come to Jay because obviously as the world champions,
I
As a
need someone to find that voice note for me, please. I've
I don't
been
know.
struggling to find it.
as a prestigious world champion, double
Oh, God.
winner last season in the conference, in the major European trophy and the major international trophy.
Major what?
Major European trophy, UEFA sanctioned competition, and a major international trophy sanctioned by FIFA. I guess the question is, how good are Chelsea?
That's a very good question. I ask that myself all the time. I ask it all the time.
Surely you got a challenge for the title. So no, let's cut it. Cut. You surely got a chance for the title. There's no faffing around that. Surely you got a challenge.
We
for the
should challenge for the title. We should, but it's like when I look at it, like we've signed some players, and it's just like Liverpool strengthened, City strengthened, Arsenal strengthened. Like, what does that mean for us? I don't
You're
think our
world champions.
strengthening.
You're world champions, and you've strengthened. That's what it means.
Yeah, we've strengthened, but I don't think our strengthen is any better than the three ahead of us. So I generally don't know where we finish. I think we finished like if Liverpool, City, Arsenal have a good season, we finish fourth. I'm trying to understand who we leapfrog. Like, obviously, I know City wasn't in there last season, but let's look at Liverpool and we look at Arsenal. And who was in third? I forgot.
City.
Oh, see, actually, they actually made it back.
It was Newcastle in fifth.
Yeah, and they made it back. I thought they were down. Okay, so that makes even worse. So I don't think we're better than any of those three. Our hope is if one of those three don't turn up, and that's the only way we pass them because they're better than us.
You spent £210 million so far, and you know you're not done because you're going in for Xavi Simons from is it Leipzig he plays for?
Leipzig.
And obviously going in for Garnacho, hopefully from Manchester United.
We're not getting that.
You see when Chelsea signed all these players.
Sorry, one second. So at the moment you signed Gittens, João Pedro, Liam Delap, obviously Esteval's come in, whether he stays or not, we'll see. Dario Esugo, Mamadou Sarr, Kendry Paez.
This guy's just naming names.
No, I mean that's who you signed in. I don't know what you're gonna do. For £210 million, and that's who you signed. Maresca's got you playing better than you were at this stage. Well, probably at any stage under Pochettino. So you must be confident. The team, as young as they are, they're gaining experience by playing, by winning, by challenging the big boy. Actually finishing fourth last year, I think in itself is an achievement because obviously you could have got in, through the back door, as they say, when coming in fifth because England did well in Champions League. But you got into a position where it's like in any season, fourth is good enough to get Champions League in the last 20 years. So you legitimately got into the Champions League. Then you went to the Club World Cup and did what you did. Then you must be confident. It can't be simply, well, if other teams play well, we're going to be where.
I can be confident. Yes, I'm confident, but that doesn't change the fact that if Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City are on their A game too, what can I be? Well, where do we go from here? Like, literally, one of those three have to not perform for us to be higher than them. If we all performed, all four, I don't think we be on top of any of them.
Fair enough. Why? Nah, what were you gonna say, Sam?
I'm gonna say Chelsea have signed all these players. Yeah, where are they gonna play? Because last season they signed like, what was it, 20 players, 50 players, or wherever it was. Yeah, they had like 4 players for each position. Then they've gone and signed another, what is it, 8 players again. Where are these 8 gonna play when they already have 50 for each position? I don't get it.
Well, half of them is not even gonna play. They're probably gonna go on
And
loan.
the other half left.
Well, okay, remember they've got rid of Madueke.
Mudrik's banned.
Mudrik's banned. João Felix is gone.
Okay, that's free.
Sterling's probably gone.
Yeah, Sterling will go 100%. They're trying to get rid of
Sancho's back at Man United now.
Well, there we go. But hopefully,
Hey.
they're trying to get rid of Nkunku. So I mean, I guess at the start of last season, it was that was nice talking at Chelsea. You got so many players. What they're gonna do, but they kind of showed last year, and I guess what they benefited from last year, to be fair, is that they played in the Conference League where they could actually play 2 different teams.
Play them.
So
Yeah.
Nkunku's gonna, he could get every game in the Conference League, and you still get to the final and win it.
We weren't even supposed to be in that.
Well, yeah, that we not.
Yeah, we weren't even supposed to be in that. We got put in that because Man City couldn't finish the job, and just win what they're supposed to do. It's a waste of time. We just got put in there for no reason.
You think that sounds bad, but Palace, they're going through it right now because no one but the team that's forcing them to not be in it doesn't even play in this country, which is peak right now.
Yeah, that's mad.
I don't even understand that thing.
But yeah, last season they were able to play half the squad in the league and half the squad in Europe. This year they won't be able to do that because obviously the Champions League is a much tougher competition. You're going to have to play your best team, your best side. So there may be more of an issue this year, to be fair, on your point, in terms of players actually getting game time. But all you're going to get is you just have disgruntled players. That may not affect anything. Like a disgruntled player is a disgruntled player. But if the players that's on the pitch are performing, then the managers just have to deal with that player, maybe get rid of them, whatever, in January. By the start of the season, they're going to have a 25-man squad. So every player is going to know where they stand. The ones who are not in it are going to have to find a new club. And the ones that are in it are going to have to perform in training to play games. And that's just how it goes. So I wouldn't personally focus too much on the size of their squad.
Yeah, I don't focus on that. People just using that as like a talking point, they got too many matches. Shut up, man.
No, isn't it? It worked last year, but the fact they got top 4, you won 2 trophies, it's not even really worth talking about. But
everyone's just looking for a stick to beat Chelsea with. First it was £1 billion, then it was squad size, then it was this, then it's that.
Fair because you've been cheating. I get it. You've been cheating since Abramovich came to the country to this day. You've been cheating. So it's a stick to beat you with, but. You still be winning, so fair enough, innit? Can't criticize too much. No, but in all honesty, I think Chelsea are dangerous. When you actually deep it last year, they were in the title race up until Christmas. They were they could have gone top of the table, I think, on Christmas or going into Christmas if they beat, I think it was Everton. And then they dropped points at Everton, maybe in a draw, and they just went on this terrible run where they just could not buy a win for how long, or any kind of serious results. So if let's say they take that form into this season, and they're in that similar position this year where they're in and around the top around Christmas. I'm not saying they're going to win the league because I don't think they will. I don't think they're good enough to do that. But they can take that further. They can get to maybe March, where Liverpool did in the previous year. Get to March, where they're still, if we win every game from now to the end of the season, we might win it. But then obviously they don't, and they fall off and maybe finish with 80 points. So I think maybe a March push is as deep as Chelsea can go. And I think for this kind of team, for what they're building, where they ain't spending much money on wages, they're buying younger players because they have potential sell-on value. There's not much more you can hope for, because the only thing after this is hoping that you can keep this group together, that they mature together, and then in a couple of years, they're all got that level of experience to say, all right, now we can win the league.
I've said this. I was like, why can't any of the big clubs take on like a Dortmund model? Like, why can't we ever do why can't they do that? And I understand
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because Arsenal went 2 years challenging, and the third year they fell off. There's no guarantee that what you do today reach rewards in the future. So
what do you mean?
Plan for as in Arsenal were building and were challenging Man City, and then the year you think, all right, now we're ready to go and win it, and then they don't win it, and Liverpool come and win it because they've got players. I don't mean it like that. Already. Go on.
I don't mean it like that. I mean it like build it like a Dortmund model where you bring in talent. You like what Chelsea do now. You bring in the talent, bring in the potentials, build the squad around them, and challenge with that, because there's no better experience than a team that's gone through all the hardship together. Like at one point, let's just say a Champions League winning team or a Premier League winning team. At one point, they didn't have a league title before. So you got to get it somehow. Like you can't just get experience with and with no experience. You got to build it.
But using Chelsea as their own example, when you obviously it's a different time, but when you won the league in 04-05, it was by buying fairly experienced players, 25, 26, 27 year olds. Obviously, a lot of money, a lot of players at once, and using having the experience of a I say experience, but of Jose Mourinho came in, and then he bought some players from Porto who had just won the Champions League. You had players at Chelsea already of that kind of level, and you were able to win the league. And the reason why I'm saying is that you can do a Dortmund model, or even your model, where you're buying these, under 25s, putting them on these long contracts, hoping that they're going to prove their value. And if they don't, you can still sell them on, like you have a Madueke. If they do, you keep them, and maybe they get better and better, like a Enzo or a Cole Palmer, for argument's sake, even though he came in and hit the ground running. But the point I'm making is that there's no guarantee that what you build today is going to be ready to win in 3 years. So that's why most of the big teams don't do that. They buy the kind of ready-made because it's kind of a seize the moment. We have to win it now. We'll get onto Liverpool in a minute.
But it's hard to do that now because
it's more difficult. It's definitely more difficult.
You got to wrangle with PSR. Like every player is going for like 90 million minimum. Like it's not possible to do that. So if a player bangs for a season or two, like God forbid if 3, because then you're having to pay 500 million at this rate. But like if a player bangs in the first season, you're looking at 80 mil minimum to sign them. So
I hear you.
It's not.
I think Chelsea's model.
You have to buy them before they bang now.
Yeah, I think Chelsea's model has good potential. It's definitely stabilized from when Todd Bowley first came in. It was a bit haphazardous. And I guess just to be a case of let's see how it all pans out in the end. You got 2 trophies last season. Granted, they're like, I want to say, listen, the World Cup is a World Cup, but it's kind of the 2 that weren't really. It's not what you're judging Enzo Maresca on, winning the Europa League. Oh, no, Europa League, sorry, the Conference League.
I didn't even think we'd even win that.
No, come on, no, you said well, the moment you win it, you had to win it. Like that was a guarantee. Like,
no, I'm talking about the Club World Cup.
Oh, the Club World Cup, the Club World Cup, yeah.
No, it's a given. We had no choice but to win the Conference League. That's a sackable offense. Yeah, if he had lost that, sackable offense. He can't.
Now, obviously, Chelsea came 4th last year. Made some signings. Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Man City. Are they back?
It's tough to say, man. It's tough to say. Like some of their players that they've signed, I've seen play. like for example, Marmoush was a January signing. I'd seen him before. Obviously, we've seen Cherky play. We've seen him play against Man United in the Europa League for Lyon. So we've seen bits and pieces of some of the players that they've signed. Some I haven't really seen much of. It's hard to say if they're back because, and it's more to do with Pep, because the way Pep manages, the way sometimes he will take his time bringing a player into the first team because he needs them to fully understand his way of football. We saw it before with so many players. Like sometimes Jack Grealish took a while, even though it was a transfer breaking signing at the time, 100 million or whatever it was. Like he took his time to bed him into the team until Jack Grealish really got up and running. And even when he did, it was a short period. It was about 5 months tops, and then he fell off a cliff. We ain't seen from Jack again. So because they've got a number of new players, I don't know if they hit the ground running, and I don't know if he uses the same players that he was using last season. And if he does, I think Man City will continue to struggle. They're still, I don't think they're defensively sound. I think Stones still has injury problems. I think he's going to be injury-ridden this season. I think he's knackered. I think John Stones is knackered. Diaz doesn't look as good as he was when he first joined City. And I think missing the caliber of Kevin De Bruyne is going to be huge for them. Like he was injured for most of last season, and we saw the effects that it had on the Man City team. And yeah, you can say, oh yeah, but they've bought replacements, they've bought in Turkey, they've bought XYZ. Foden's got to now step up to the mantle. They've managed to keep Bernardo Silva for yet another year. I'm sure it's been like 3 years straight that this man wanted to leave Man City. Yeah, he's still there.
I'm sure it's against his will. It
must be. But still, it's Kevin De Bruyne. You're talking about one of the all-time Premier League midfield greats, and it's not going to be easy to replace Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay, a lot of people are saying that it's Rodri. Rodri is what was missing. Rodri's back now, isn't it? So
Rodri 100% was what was missing. Rodri 100%, but when you're missing Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne, no, that's madness. That's a madness.
But Rodri's back this year.
Rodri being back is a massive bonus for them, and I think also buying back up is going to be crucial because obviously the injury that he had, there's never any telling how a player comes back from that kind of injury. Because when he got injured, he was literally off the back of winning Ballon d'Or. Like he was the best player in the world, and then he got injured. Is he going to come back as the best player in the world? No, I don't think he is. He's not coming back as the best player in the world. So you're not going to see Rodri of old. And if you do, it's not going to be from the first game week. If he will take time to get back to where he was. It might take him 6 months, might take him 8 months. So them signing a backup to help the burden, the load for Rodri is huge. But I don't think he's going to be at the heights that he once was.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do, because obviously in January, as you said, sometimes it takes time for them to their players to get going, but under Pep. But he brought a few in January, so they got in Marmoush, as you mentioned, the defender Kusanov, and Nico Gonzalez, one of the midfielders. And maybe Marmoush, to be fair, hit the ground running. Kusanov obviously struggled, and then he kind of got better, and then I think he got dropped near the back end of the season, to be fair, which was weird.
Yeah, he did.
And then Nico Gonzalez kind of in and out in terms of performances. But those are three players who, for their sake, they'd hope are going to be ready to just go at the start of next season, or start of this season rather. And then they bought in this, so that was like 200 million they spent in January. And then this summer they've obviously bought in Cherky, They brought in Tijani Reinders, Aïnouri at left back. Trafford is coming now from Burnley, the goalkeeper, and Nipan, another central midfielder. So they've definitely got bodies. They've definitely got players who can play in the positions that they were lacking. Whether they can play to the level, I guess we have to wait and see. But I guess, as we say, you can never really rule out Pep Guardiola. But I just feel like maybe
I still think they need one more signing.
I feel like they might
They need a right back.
They definitely a right back because Kyle Walker. Has he actually gone?
Yeah, he's gone.
He's at Burnley.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's at Burnley now. Yeah, but he was finished anyway. Like he was done.
Yeah, and they're playing Mateus Nunes at right back. It's not gonna work.
That's crazy.
No,
it's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work. You forget Fabian Delph at left back.
Yeah, that was a different time. Well, I know they were in for Livramento. I don't know. I haven't really heard anything about that.
No. I mean, they do have Rico Lewis. I don't know whether he trusts Rico Lewis, but they do have Rico Lewis who can play right back. But
is he actually a right back though?
He can play right back. He can play right back, left back, DM. I don't actually know what his position is. I just see him play.
Who's that?
Rico Lewis.
Oh, Rico Lewis.
I don't know what he is. But when he plays right back, he comes into midfield anyway.
Yeah, because I was gonna say when I watch him play, he doesn't seem like a right back.
No,
like he seems like one of them players that they just put him at right back because they need to put someone there, like just to fill the position. But he's just there to play. I don't know how to explain it. He just doesn't look like a right back. He looks like he plays somewhere else.
He lacks the physicality.
Yeah,
and I don't even know what his natural position is supposed to be.
Yeah, neither do I.
Sammy says is Nunes officially a right back now.
If they go into the season with Nunes at right back, they don't win in the Premier League.
Well, I think anyway, and we're not going to do our predictions today, like proper predictions. We'll do that at the end of the transfer window. But I think even if they were to sign a right back, I think they just need a year. I think they just need a year. I just don't think they're ready to go from last year. They were so. Maybe I'm a fool to doubt Pep Guardiola.
No, you would be. Trust me.
It was so far off. God, it was so far off.
No, I hate you.
They struggled against Leighton Orient, man. They were bad.
Forget the league, the league position where they finished. They were worse than that. There was a point where it didn't even look like they get top four. They were off it.
I hear you. But they can't be that bad again, and they won't be that bad again. They won't be. So they'll be better. And because they will be better, like, you know what? There's also a world where you're thinking, nah, surely they just can't win it because they were so off last year. But there's a world where Haaland just goes on a matting like he did in his first year. Like if you get the Haaland from first year, the possibilities are endless. Because if we're being very, very real, if we're being very real, Liverpool won the league because of Salah. Salah did an absolute madness. So one player can be the difference, and Haaland can be the difference maker. He himself knows what poor season he had, and the season that he had, it was summarized and all on display in the Carabao Cup final. They had a penalty, and the man gave it away. You're the lead striker. You are Man City's penalty, and you give the penalty away to someone else to take, and they go and miss it. It's just all around.
You can't blame that on Haaland.
No. You can, because he is the penalty taker. He is the penalty taker, and he gave the penalty away. Nah, you got to step up and score it, big man. It's not like your team was 4-0 up. What are we doing?
I hear it. I was actually going to go to Arsenal, but I like his team. Ramon bottled it.
I actually had a question for Ramon about Arsenal.
Well, I think he's coming back just now, so we can start the Arsenal section. Because I guess my question really, and I will ask him when he gets it. My question is, are Arsenal ready? Like, I'm gonna go through their signings, and they're not done. They're not done. They spent 200 million already.
On
They got backup keeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. They got a backup defensive midfielder in Christian Norgard, replacing Jorginho. They got a backup centre back in Christian Mosquera, replacing nobody. Noni Madueke, who can play on either wing, 50 odd million. Martin Zubimendi, replacing Thomas Partey in defensive midfield, so that's a starter. And the position they've been crying out for at least 2 windows. They're finally strengthened in that position. It's Victor Gyökeres. And we have to ask, Ramsey, where have we gone? Are Arsenal ready?
Boy, big question.
Now you got to talk like this, Ramon.
Don't worry, that soon come, man. That soon come.
You got to talk like this.
And let him land first. Arsenal ready? Arsenal ready? I think they have to be. I said last year that. I said earlier about last year that it was a disappointment, and that we should have won. We should have really gone on the league, and we didn't, based on expectations. So there's no excuse this year. You know, as you said, the signings have been signed from what the manager wants and the director wants. It doesn't look like they've really lost out in terms of their signings. And maybe a second choice here or there, but really and truly, I think they will probably be quite happy with their transfer business so far in terms of income. And so, yeah, have to be ready. Like, now is the time. We can't mess about now. So
when you say you know what, Kyle, you had a question for him. Go on. Before I come back.
No, it's a quick one because when he was talking before about the January window that they had that they didn't have, and they didn't pick up a striker after Jesus got injured, and then obviously at the end of it, Havertz went to go on to get injured for the rest of the season. In hindsight, because at the time, you know, I think everyone, even non-Arsenal fans, were like, "Well, Arsenal's bottled it by not getting a striker to help challenge and even help them in Champions League because they did under everything considered, they did pretty well in the Champions League, everything considered. But I think not getting a striker worked out better long-term goals for Arsenal because I think if Arsenal went and got, say, Ollie Watkins, for example, and they didn't quite meet the expectations of winning the Champions League or winning the Premier League, I don't think they'd go on to spend more money. Because how much were they asking for Watkins? 60 million, right?
Yeah.
They're asking about 60 million. Yeah. Arsenal don't go on to buy a world-beater striker like Gyökeres that they're supposed to. So in the long term, it works out better because you're still crying out in that position. Whereas if they go and sign someone in January, maybe they look elsewhere. Maybe their priority is now left wing. They go heavy on the left wing. Maybe they go and get Rodrigo instead of getting a striker. And your window looks a bit different in the summer because they'll say, well, we got Watkins. It didn't quite work out the season, but we'll give him a full season to see what he can do. And then Arsenal don't go get a striker.
Yeah, potentially. But again, it's not every year you get to a Champions League semi-final, isn't it? And so what would have been if we did have Watkins? You know, I'm not saying we would have definitely beat PSG, but we played PSG with a midfielder up top, you know? Yeah, it was enough to get through Real Madrid, but it was never really going to get us all the way. Would Watkins have helped?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Say you did win Champions League with Watkins. You go into this season as Champions League winners, you don't buy striker and then you challenge for the league.
Doesn't matter. We have never won the Champions League before in our life. Give me one Champions League and I'm good. Don't worry about the future. The future can deal with itself. I'm good. Give me one Champions League.
Talk about the now, the present.
Yeah. However, depends what happens with Gyökeres, isn't it? If he brings the success that we want in the long term, then it was the right decision. If not, you look back and you're saying maybe like Watkins isn't a bad striker. He isn't maybe the best.
Who's that? Man United's number 9, Watkins.
What? Maybe, innit?
Don't worry, we'll
Man
get
could
there.
fling-
Striker
fling-
market
fling-
is
We'll
even
get
good,
there.
man. When we're talking about
Um,
Watkins.
But like Gyökeres, the jury's still out. Like the jury, he hasn't done it yet at the top level.
100%.
Yeah, he's done it in Champions League. But you know, we're talking 6-7 games. You know, he's got the jury's all out of whether he can do it across the whole season, challenging for a Premier League and a Champions League. We don't know yet, so it could be a good decision in the long term, and they may have had the right decision. But I still think back to the original point of when Saka and Jesus are injured at the start of January, you need to sign a replacement. Like you have to. You ultimately got three attacker players down without Sterling as well. You have to sign a replacement because you never know what's going to happen. And then Martinelli and Havertz get injured at the end of the window. So yeah, depends on it. As I said, I don't think we're ever going to win the league, but looking back at the season now, to get to a Champions League semi-final, and look at that bench we had in the Champions League semi-final, it was awful. So it's like, what could have been?
I wanted
Go
to
on that.
I want to say two things. Yeah. When we talk about Arsenal, like obviously we talk about them, you know, being second best, whatever. But the one thing that I've noticed about Arsenal, like we always mention injuries when we talk about Arsenal. It's always this person was injured, that person was injured, so and so. Yeah. When are they gonna fire the doctor? Or when is Arteta gonna change training strategy so that the players don't get injured? Obviously, I know sometimes people get injured on the pitch, yeah, but like,
Who said fire the doctor?
like I asked ChatGPT just now, list
Was that you typing away?
Arsenal's injuries, yeah, and the list is longer than my name. Like, and all these injuries aren't like small injuries. I'm seeing 2 months, 3 months, 21 days.
Well,
Season
everyone gets
ending.
injured, man.
Yeah, no,
I
don't
think-
get me wrong. Everybody's team gets injuries, but like with Arsenal, every season, last season we'll talk about injuries. The season
It's a
before we'll talk about
ChatGPT.
injuries. The season before we'll talk about injuries. Liverpool signed your doctor, and we'll still talk about Arsenal injuries. So, what's going on there? Like, maybe something needs to change. Surely.
Well, I think ultimately, the reason why we've signed Madueke is that we don't have to play Saka every single week. I would assume. Maybe. I mean, we've been talking about for years how much Saka's getting overplayed, and there needs to be ways around that. And he was a big part of the problems last season. The fact that he was being relied upon to play week in, week out, and it just looked like his body was breaking down. He's picking up injuries with England and Arsenal, and was being forced to basically play in every game because we had to. Really, we couldn't afford not to. Whereas now you've got a play. Now I imagine the reason they brought in someone who can play on the right and the left is that you can able to lessen the load of these players. I don't expect Gyökeres to play every single week. There'll be games when Havertz plays. And the same with sort of
to play every week. It's a bloody marquee signing.
yeah,
Unless
but you know, we spent more money on Havertz ultimately. So like, and it's not a bad thing. Like I don't mind him not starting every week if you don't need to start him every week. This is the whole point of what we're saying. It's like, yeah, and probably by the time the season gets on, you will end up just having a natural first 11 who becomes like the first 11 throughout the season. That will develop, and I'm sure Saka will obviously be the main player, but it's, you know, it's having a squad able to cope with these injuries, which I think what Neeks was saying is going to help us. You know, we now have a backup to Saliba. We don't have to play Saliba every week. He broke down by the end of the season as well. You know, 2 years ago, his injury was a big part of why we fell off. We had to play Rob Holding, and we signed Norgard, so we signed another backup for the midfield, and so we've now got a squad of players where we don't have to rely on the same 11 every week. And yeah, sometimes these things happen. The ACLs, they happen. Timber's injury record wasn't bad before he came, and he picked up an ACL in his first game. Happens, isn't it?
nuts.
You fall awkwardly and you do your ACL. It happens, isn't it? Shout out my boy Timber. But you know what I mean? We it happens. I think it's all about being prepared. They can't use injuries as an excuse next year. You got to have to be prepared. And I think they've got a squad now where they say, okay, you don't have to play them week in, week out. But then, I probably would have said the same thing about bringing Sterling. They brought in Sterling so they didn't have to play Saka every week. And they ended up playing Saka every week. So the manager's got to trust his squad. The manager's got to go with if he believes Madueke is the one. You got to prove it, because that signing is a make or break. He's really stuck his neck out, because not a lot of people want him, and not a lot of Chelsea team players wanted, fans wanted him. Not a lot of Arsenal fans wanted him, but you stuck your neck out and gone and get him. So on your head, be that boy, because that could be a make or break for Arteta.
You see me.
Once
again, that with that Madueke signing, and people, I know, back up Saka, but back up. Madueke is starting, and I said from the moment they start, obviously you're in for Rodrigo, you were in for Nico Williams before, you're in for Eze.
He's starting for sure. He's starting.
Eze for me is a number 10, like he's inside, is proper inside forward, not a left winger. I think his best position would be challenging Ødegaard for that number 10 kind of 8-10 position. But of course he can play from the left, but you need a specific left back, because obviously with Miles Lewis Skelly there, he's coming inside. Eze's coming inside. There's no one holding the width on the left hand side. Maybe if Calafiori does start down the left, he will overlap more than Skelly does. For me, you spend 50 million on Madueke. For me, that's a starter. I know 50 million don't mean nothing in this market. I get it. It's throwaway money these days, but it's still 50 million. I think if Arsenal spend that kind of money, that's starting money, and it's near what you pay for Gyökeres. It's near, maybe a little bit less than what you pay for Zubimendi, and they're both coming in to start. And I know I get the signing, the cost doesn't mean everything, but I think the amount that you put on that and the risk, as you said, that you're kind of taking, in terms of the perception outside, I think he's going in there to start. Trossard and Martinelli weren't it last season, so I think you need to sign someone who's gonna take their place first and foremost, and then make them have to fight to get it back. Now, unless you go and sign Rodrigo, which I can't see happening, Madueke is starting on the left hand side. Now that doesn't mean that Saka still has now the ability to rest, because now you've got 4 wingers. Madueke can play either side. Then you can have Martinelli and Trossard as backup on the left hand side. If you get Eze, then he can fill there as well. But I think he's coming in to start. I think Arsenal, if you get Eze, for me, you've got a squad that I would say, yes, this squad is ready to win the league. I think you would have built a squad that you can say, I expect this manager to now go win the league. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to go win it. There's only one team that can win it. But it means that this current squad should be pushing to the last day in every competition, give or take. You might end up in a semi-final here, or you lose a final there, or you lose the league by a point, 1 or 2 points. But you should be going right till May in 3 competitions without any excuse. I think the squad is ready for that. The difference
I think without Eze, they should be doing that. I think Eze would improve the team for sure, and he'd come in to be a big part of it. But I think the team as it is right now, there should be no excuses. You've bought 6 first squad players, maybe 3 starters, if you say Zubimendi, Madueke, and Gyökeres. That, for me, you should be that. There's no excuses. That team should be going to win the league. Eze would improve it, of course, but as it is right now, I think that I don't. That what your statement says, that doesn't change for me with this current squad. That should be the same. Otherwise, you're giving another excuse for what? Like, what is stopping that? What is stopping that? You know what I mean?
No,
yes,
I hear you.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
And the reason why they wouldn't sign Eze if they're not signing him is what they're saying is Ethan Nwaneri is going to be playing more central this year. He's not going to play on the right. So therefore you're saying that's the reason why, not because he's better than Eze, but because he's got the potential to be better than Eze. You don't want to maybe stunt that growth of him.
Mm.
But you're making him play in the number 10. The first 2 games of preseason we've had already this season, he started both games in the midfield 3. So with him, Rice, and Zubimendi or Norgard, he started both games. So what you're saying really is that, okay, we're not going to sign Eze, but we've got another player to play in the middle. That wasn't there last year because he was playing out wide, really. So you're saying, ultimately, with that squad, plus your backups like your Marinos and your Norgard as well, that, you know what I mean? You should be going with that mentality to say, from the day one, because I don't put it like this, man, I don't think we're going to sign Eze before we play Man United away in the first game of the season. So therefore,
easy 3 points.
yeah, go win that game. You should be win that game. Go beat Man United.
Oh, okay, you got.
Yeah, for Arsenal. For Arsenal. I'm saying Arsenal, go win that game, go and beat Leeds, and then we've got Liverpool game week 3, and then we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Go and do that. You shouldn't have to we shouldn't have to lose to Man United to say, I think we're going to need to sign Eze to help us. You should be going out to win.
All right. So based on that, you say no excuses.
Yeah.
If you don't win the league, what next?
I have a feeling Arteta might not be here next year.
Well, regardless,
but I also don't necessarily know if it's going to be down to us. I feel like this may be his last season on his terms. He's been here a while. I think he's already the second longest serving manager in the league already after Pep. Second or third. So he's been here a while already. How much more does he want to keep trying and not being able to do it? How much more will Arsenal keep trying to not do it with him? There may be a mutual thing where if it don't happen this year, it could be that he's not here by next season. There's obviously a lot to determine that, but it'll be interesting to see. Even if we do win it, where does he go? Does he get an offer from somewhere to go to a different team? I don't know. So maybe next year is the right time to say we part ways and we don't, because as you said, you can't keep underachieving every year. At some point, you've got to make decisions. So we'll see.
Damn.
Yikes.
You see, when I said I think the team Arsenal have are good enough to win the league, the only thing that's stopping me, other than the fact that Liverpool won the league last year, so you have to give them that kind of props as the defending champions. They're obviously going to be, you expect them to be there and thereabouts. But my issue is whatever Arsenal do, whether they sign Eze, they don't sign Eze, whether they sign Rodrigo, whether they don't sign Rodrigo, even if Gyökeres hits the ground running, if Liverpool sign Isak, it's over. Like, just pack it up, go home. It's an exhibition season. Everyone just has a long preseason. Just have fun, play some games, and prepare for the cup competitions. Because as far as the Premier League goes, if Liverpool sign Isak, it's over. It doesn't even matter. And it's at that point where I'm like, someone might say, "Oh, it's an excuse giving Arteta." What more can he do? What more can he? If Liverpool sign Isak, they're gonna have Salah, Isak, Ekitike, Gakpo, Wirtz. They would have signed, and I should have pulled it up already.
Look at this guy's grinning, man.
I know, big, but I'm about to
like some shisha cat.
I might have to kick him off this stream.
Kick him out, man. Big grin,
blinding me.
Golly, pride in the sun.
I want to see how much they've actually spent this summer.
Don't want to ever hear any Liverpool fans saying, "Oh, we don't spend money."
They have
net spend. No one hear it.
They've spent near 300 million pounds, 308 million euros this summer. They've signed Wirtz.
Oh no! Let me say it. Let me tell you who we signed. Please, we signed Frimpong. Yeah, we signed Wirtz. We signed technically we signed him last season, but we got Mamadashvili now. We got Ekete. We got Freddie Woodman. We bought one striker that Arsenal tried to get as well. One kid today as well from Salford. Yeah, we signed Kirkes on top of that. Yeah, like we signed some ballers still.
You spent 300 million euros. If you sign Isak, it's going to be 450 million euros. Call it 420 million pounds. No one can compete with that. And I don't mean it in a case of like the Man City, when they first came with their money, or the Chelsea when they first came with their money. No one can. It's more that these are the defending champions, and then they're just gonna spend 400 million pounds for arguably the best striker in the league. I would still say second behind Haaland. And then got the talent elsewhere. Got Salah, Van Dijk still in there. They're still within their prime, or still performing at a elite level.
Mm-hmm.
I can't blame Arteta after that. The only person I question for not winning the league on the back of that is Pep, and that's purely because he's Pep. I don't expect Man City to return from next year to then compete with this Liverpool side, but it's Pep, so his expectations are always high. Arteta and Arsenal, they got no chance if Isak joins. So I just implore Newcastle, who we're going to get onto in a little bit anyway, I just implore them, stand your ground, save the league, because if Isak goes, what are we actually doing there?
You say stand the ground, but then there'll be a man down in their 25-man squad because he ain't coming back.
It's for the betterment of the league. Sometimes you have to take a hit.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing. Whether we sign Isak or not, we're gonna win it anyways. It's going to be an exhibition.
Have respect for the other competition, please.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm steady on. Nah, relax.
No, look at who we signed already. Yeah, those and them guys aren't like no small boys that we need to like see if they're gonna be good or whatever. These lots are good. On top of the team we already have.
I slightly disagree. I think
the league is in trouble.
I think what's it called? Bear with me. Kirkes, we know what he did last year, so you think that he can fit in seamlessly. The other three, is it three? Ekitike, Verts, and Frimpong. We know they're good players. Don't get it twisted, but even some of your best players of the Klopp era took time to get going. Fabinho didn't really get into the team until 6 months later. And he was class. He was good at Monaco, and he was class for you lot. So I don't think it's as simple as we sign Verts, Ekitike, Frimpong, we're going to go up another level. I think Isak is the guarantee you go up another level as long as he stays fit. Kirkes, as you mentioned earlier, Robertson was bad last year. No, that's not glossy. It was bad last year. Kirkes exponentially improves you in that position. The rest of them, I'm not saying it's 50-50, but I'm saying it's like, let's just see how they do for the first 3 months. There's no guarantee.
But I think with the guys we signed, them, like for example, Frimpong at right back, he signed him to start him. And with the kind of guy Slot is, I feel like he doesn't. I don't think he will sign someone like that for that money, and not knowing that he definitely is gonna bang. Like he signed Verts,
But you don't know that now because he won the league last year without signing anyone. So what
he signed Chiesa.
Yeah, exactly, and so you signed no one last year. That's a terrible scoring striker.
Listen,
he won the league, so you can't chat to him. But this is judgment because now he's actually buying his players and he's making it into his team. There's no history to say his signings bang. Therefore, I expect Verts. Liverpool market was Richie. They got good record, but the jury's out. I'll say the jury's out. It's hard to say. Jury's out on the Madueke. I think these players are like, we expect them to bang, but it might not be seamless. But I just think that that's guaranteed. That's like, shut the front door.
So I think we have to remember, as much as these players, and I think New toys always look good, doesn't it? Everyone loves a shiny new toy when they come in. Oh, new signing, they look good. And like, for example, I know we'll get to Man United. Man United are signing
Well, we haven't
Cunha.
run out of time actually. So.
No, we'll get there. Man United are signing Cunha and Burmo. Those two players are better than all the wingers that they had in the squad or whatever. Them players, they're better than them. With Liverpool are losing Trent, they're losing Luis Diaz, and of course Jota, rest his soul.
Yeah, of course.
That's a big loss, I think, because those three players were a big part of Liverpool's team last season. They produced a lot of numbers through creativity and goals. There was a lot. For me, the jury's out on Ekitike.
No, definitely.
I bet like he's had one. What did we say, Neeks? He had one good season, and he cost
no. He had one decent season.
One decent season, and how much has he cost?
79 million.
79. So there's an unknown there because he had one decent season. Was that an anomaly? Has he got better? Chances are he does improve. He's a young guy. He probably improves, but it's the Premier League now. It's not Bundesliga anymore. So where does that now put him? You're gonna probably lose Darwin and Chiesa. So a lot of changes happening. Can that all fit in this new system that Slot is trying to build? Maybe it does. I see Liverpool fans saying they need a defender because they sold Konza and they haven't bought anyone in. So
yeah, we need
it looks like there's probably going to be more money. There's more money to be spent there because if Konate's fitness isn't always top tier, so you're probably going to need another.
And Gomez just got injured, didn't he? Gomez just got injured. Yeah, no, Gomez got injured.
Gomez still there. Yeah, so I mean, Gomez isn't putting up any trees, really and truly. I think you need better than Gomez, really. But okay, maybe you have Gomez and another defender next year.
Sorry. Gomez left Liverpool preseason tour with Achilles injury.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
3 days ago. Right.
So not say something about Liverpool's injuries, then,
eh? He'll be ready for second week. Don't worry.
I think Wirtz. I think Wirtz is going to be a good player. I think I don't have any doubts about him. The others, I'm a bit. I'm not sure about. Isak comes in and he starts up top straight away. So you think, okay, Salah, Isak, and whoever else, maybe Gakpo would start on the left wing. Then you're thinking, right, there could be a big problem. Something about me says defensively, I'm not 100% sure on whether they can keep. I don't even think they were that good defensively last year. I think they were good. I just don't know whether they're going to be. Yeah, I'm not sure. For me, the jury's out on this new team. What is it? I'm not sure what it is yet.
What, are you saying Arsenal favourites or something? I'm confused.
No, I think Liverpool are the favourites. But
look at Unique.
I think Liverpool are the favourites, but I think Arsenal will win the league.
Kyle.
Yo.
Wait, he said Liverpool are favourites, but Arsenal will win the league.
Yeah, but he didn't say with conviction. So I don't believe him.
I think Arsenal win the league. I think Arsenal win the league.
All right.
I think Liverpool are favourites and Arsenal will win the league. That's my opinion. But as I said, Nick said don't lock them predictions in. So I'm not locking them in. Unlock them,
Sammy says, Real Madrid fans says, first things first, let's stop comparing the Liverpool window to our 2009 window. Obviously, that's when they signed Ronaldo, Kaká. Did they sign Benzema that year? Was he maybe was it before? Actually, but that's what they spent a lot of money that window. But what has been discussed, I'm gonna try and bring it up just now. What has been discussed is whether this is the best Premier League transfer window. If they sign Isak, would this be the best Premier League transfer window of all time from Liverpool?
From Liverpool.
Well. This Liverpool transfer window, would it be the
Yeah.
best Premier League transfer window of all time? And now I'm putting you on the spot.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. Yes, it would.
Before I go on, we go back just to clarify Sammy's comment. So they signed Ronaldo, Kaká, Benzema, Alonso, Albiol, Negredo, Arbeloa.
Wait, who's they?
Madrid.
Esteban Venera. That was their 2009-10 window. And they sold Iron Robben, Wesley Sneijder, Klaas-Jan Huntelaar. Oh, they sold Negredo in that same window they bought him. That's interesting.
Who was the manager?
That would have been Pellegrini, 2009-10.
Ah, man, really are Galacticos. Jeez,
That
that's
was-
not
that
the
was-
Real Madrid
I
of
remember
now.
that was a mad window. I remember that. But you said it's the best Premier League transfer window.
From Liverpool, yeah. And I
No.
say that.
No. Let me rephrase the question. If Liverpool signed Isak, would it be the best Premier League transfer window ever?
Premier ever.
I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, damn. That's a lot of transfer windows. Damn.
What I would say, I don't want to lead the witness, but when that was put to me first,
So I can't hear you.
Me too.
when it first came to me, obviously my duty as a Man United fan is to downplay everything Liverpool do. So the first thing I do is try and think of better transfer windows than that. But I think objectively speaking, if they sign Isak, it's right up there. 100%. It's top 2, top 3. But I think
because of one signing?
No, with everything. If that just kind of tops it off.
No, but what's everything? Because who is
Wirtz,
really? Who is he really?
All right, let me tell you. Kirkez was arguably the best left back in the league last year. Him up there with him and Cucurella top 2 easily. Frimpong, one of the best right wing backs in world football the last 2 years. Wirtz,
Invincible.
one of the hottest. Relax. Wirtz, one of the hottest talents in European football.
Invincible.
Relax. Ekatike jury's out. Isak, top 2 strikers in the Premier League, one of the best strikers in the world. Like, they've just gone bang, 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 bang. Now, it might not work, but I'm talking about optics. At the moment they were signed,
illusions.
At the moment they signed, does it seem like a banger? Now, Chelsea went crazy a year under Jose. See, okay, so I was gonna say, Sammy mentioned Chelsea. So the first thing I thought was Chelsea's first year under Jose. So 04-05, they signed Didier Drogba, who was lighting it up at Marseille at 26 years old. Ricardo Carvalho and Paulo Ferreira, who just won the Champions League with Porto, obviously with Jose. Iron Robben, one of the hottest prospects from PSG. Thiago Mendes, the midfielder from Benfica. Petr Cech, and Alex, the centre-back from Santos. That's the only one, off the top of my head, I'm like, that is bang, bang, bang. All these positions with players who have proved something in Europe. Obviously, they ain't done it in the league before they came, but that's the only one I could really think of.
Back when football was great, man.
That I would say was comparable. Chelsea, sorry, before you come in, that the year after they did get some decent. I think they got. It wasn't as good, to be fair. No, that was a big summer as well. They got Essien, Sean Wright Phillips. No, it's not as good. And
yeah.
Crespo. I think Crespo might have come in that year. I can't remember now. And maybe Shevchenko came in the year after. Oh, you said 2006. Was that? So that would have been 06-07. Is that when they bought Balak and Shevchenko? And I guess when they signed Shevchenko, to be fair, that was a big that was a big signing. Obviously, it didn't work, but again, it's about at the time of signing, is it the best? So that summer they signed Shevchenko, Obi Mikel, Bularus from Hamburg, Ashley Cole, Solomon Kalou, and Michael Ballack on a free. That's a big window.
Ooh.
That's a big window. So yeah, that's my question. Is it the best?
Yeah. It might just be, it might just be, and it's just off names alone and the player profiles alone. It's like you said, it's right up there. But also, for me, how I also look at it is that they're doing this off the back of winning the title. So it makes it even more impressive because teams don't tend to be so ruthless after they win a league title because you're looking at it from the perspective as we're the best team in the league. So maybe we don't need to spend 450 million. Like if they had done this last season when they got 82 points and they finished third, like it's not as impressive as doing it off the back of a win because you're doing it as the best team. Because I look at Man City. Man City were awful last year. They barely strengthened because their perspective was we won it 4 years in a row. We're by far the best team in the league. How much do we need to actually strengthen? Let the competition catch up a bit more. They did more than catch up. Two clubs overtook you. So now they've spent what 200 in January, and how much they spent in the summer window. They spent a hell of a lot of money because they're now not the best team in the league. So that's what you do when you're not the best team in the league. But when you do win the league, this makes this even more impressive because they are the champions, and they're like, no, we want to stay the champions. Let's spend 400 million. So it is super impressive. It is one of the best, if not like you said, it potentially is the best transfer window. However, I don't think it's a case of like what you said. I mean, everyone's going to say they're the favorites, and most people will predict Liverpool to win the league if they get Isak. But I actually don't think it's all doom and gloom. Generally, I don't think it's all doom and gloom.
So why do I feel like this, Carl? You tell me, why do I feel like
because I tell you why. Because you put a lot of respect on Isak's name, and you should do. He's an amazing player, and you should do. And it does look frightening. But hear me out. If you take Isak out of the equation, right, and they don't have him right now, I think if we go band for band, player for player, first 11, hand on heart, honestly, I think Arsenal have a better first 11 than Liverpool. Without Isak.
No, man.
Without Isak. No, generally I do. Generally I do. It's close. It is very close. It's very close. They get Isak, that turns the tide. It turns the tide. I think Liverpool now have the better starting 11. However, I look at it as for me personally, Diaz was one of their best players, and so was Jota, and they've lost two of their best players. Hasn't matter. They lost 3 of their best players because Trent has gone as well, and Trent was arguably, a lot of people would say Trent was their creative force. He was almost the only creative player. Salah was creative, but he's creative in a way that he's a final third merchant. It's not a bad thing. Don't worry, it's not bad. but you need to get you need to get the ball.
Oh, I've heard it all now. I've heard it now. I've heard
He's just a match-winning merchant.
Match-winning. We're just taking away things now and turning it into merchant. I can't.
I said that deliberately to wind Japan up. I knew that would get Japan.
I've heard it all now. Merchants for everything.
But you need to get the ball up there to him. Salah's not someone that's gonna drop deep, drag the ball forward. He's not gonna run with the like. He operates in a certain position in the field, and that's when he comes alive. But obviously, Trent was their creative force. They lost Trent. They don't have no creative players. Now they've got Wirtz. Wirtz, if their creative player, he's going to have to hit the ground running because he's arguably their single-handedly. He's like their only creative force in that team. They've lost Diaz. They've lost Jota. Like Ramon said, jury's out on the Ekatike. I don't highly rate him. I genuinely I don't rate Ekatike that much. Isak's going to be a huge signing for them. There's just a lot of players that have coming into the first team. Like you got Frimpong on the right, you got Kirkers on the left, you got Wirtz in the team. You're gonna have a more solidified left winger, because I think last season there was a lot of rotation between Gakpo, Diaz, etc. And I think this season, it's if they don't go out and get a left winger, it's pretty much just going to be Gakpo on the left, and they've got Wirtz in the midfield, and they're going to have a new striker because no Jota potentially using Darwin Núñez as well. That's both of their strikers. That means that they're going to come into the season with two new strikers in Ekitike and Issa. There's like a lot of new players that are going into the first team, whereas the Arsenal's team, there's only realistically there's only two players in my opinion. I know you said you see Madueke starting. I don't see Madueke starting. I only see it being Zubimendi and Victor Gyökeres that makes into that first team. The rest of the team is the same. Your Rice, your Odegaard, your Timber, etc.
Who's on the left?
Martinelli. Straight up, Martinelli.
Well, forget the league. Forget it right now.
Martinelli, I'll be honest with you. It's Martinelli. And the team is more gelled. They're more coherent because there's only one or two changes to the starting 11, whereas Liverpool's got a lot of changes. There might be a lot of those players are not used to the system, not used to the intensity. They might need a moment to get used to things. Like the Liverpool team is going to be very good. Don't get me wrong, and they're going to challenge. They might win the league, but I don't think it's just a foregone conclusion. Like, yes, they will be favourites, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. I don't think they're going to run away with it. Like, there is every chance that they don't win the league, and it'll be even sweeter because everyone would have said, "Oh, they got East league done," move on to the next year. And then when they don't win it, we can all laugh at them,
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Can I answer the question that you asked me?
If you must.
No. I was just gonna say, yeah, like in regards to this being like the best transfer window, yeah. The reason why I'm saying yes is obviously we signed who we signed, like, and every time we sign someone, it's been a wow moment. It's been such a wow moment. We actually haven't noticed like the rest of the signings in the league, because like some of the other teams in the league have made some really good signings. Like Spurs obviously signed Kudus. Like what's it called? Sunderland have signed some decent players, like especially for a team that have come up to the Prem. They've signed Adingra from Brighton. They signed Xhaka, who's a Prem proven midfielder as well to go in there, especially after losing Joe Bellingham and stuff like that. What's it called? Newcastle signed Alanga, he's a good player. You get me?
We'll get on to Newcastle in a second.
You get me? So
deflecting everywhere.
Overall, like teams in the league have made decent signings, good signings to boost their squads, and they're actually good. Like if Liverpool didn't do what they did, we'll be talking about all these transfers. You get me? So the fact that we've done what we've done, and we've overshadowed such a good transfer window for all the smaller clubs. You get me? Like
I don't understand what you mean by smaller club. I don't understand.
Smaller club.
The smaller clubs, like Man United.
Respect the Premier League. You know what?
I am respecting the Premier League.
I can't wait to Arsenal win the league. I can't wait.
I guess
I am respecting the Premier.
Also, I guess what you'll be saying then is if Arsenal win the league, is this the greatest transfer window of all time for Arsenal? They're just meeting the team with the greatest transfer window of all time.
No, let's keep it about if Liverpool don't win the league, it's the biggest bottle job ever. Because on the back of winning the league, having the greatest transfer window of all time, and not winning, you better win the league, or you ain't coming back on this podcast.
It depends on what you do. But listen. If we don't win the league, it's because we won the Champions League and the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Listen, man, let's just see what happens. But I'm just saying, like, with the signings we've made, like, it's just been so wow. No one's noticed what the other clubs are doing, which has been really good business. Like, when you look through the list, yeah, good business has been done. Like, and I'll be honest in saying that.
We're moving in silence. I don't know who we is, but silence.
Yeah, United have definitely been silent. I don't know.
Right. Javon, Liverpool won the league already, or what?
I think
is any part of us turning up?
we should still turn up. We don't know what's gonna happen in it, but it's looking likely that Liverpool win it if they get it. It's like, nothing is ever a given in this thing. We always think something and then it just all goes crazy. For me, but yeah, I'll say if they get it sacked, then yeah, it's a long day for everyone, and then we just gotta hope that nothing clicks. And that's all we gotta hope for. If,
nothing clicks, you know.
yeah, like, honestly, we just gotta pray and hope that it was just all a fluke. The first season
I need
with
some infighting.
yeah, the
GK
first season
can't get a star.
yeah,
It's like have a training
bad
ground
apple
bust
and stuff like that. Yeah,
And
that's what we're
and
hoping
he
for.
needs
at
to
this
try and
point.
take penalties off Salah as well, getting vexed.
Yeah, all of that. All of that.
None
We
of
need
all
some
none of that's
infighting.
happening, man. None of that's happening.
Who's fighting away?
It's Kyle.
Searching
Maybe
chat.
you know, maybe just hope that Slot was just lucky that everyone else was off. Maybe this season now everyone's on it, so it's a bit more tired. I don't know. And then they bottle it a little bit. But let's be serious. Liverpool didn't really have any contenders. They were clear. They had nothing to worry about, man. It was a nice, easy ride. So I think, you know, now that the pressure's on, it could be completely different if the pressure's on and we all don't fall away. But that's just my thoughts anyway. We'll see
Tap said
what happens.
Pep coming back to get his chain back. Teams rarely ever win when the expectation for them goes through the roof. Hope you're right.
Because this happened. Something similar happened the season that we came third. Like we won the league, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Liverpool gonna kick on. They're gonna win. They're gonna win the league next season, etc." And then obviously Van Dijk got injured. We had the madness or whatever.
Oh, injuries. And
then, but we didn't use injuries as an excuse. It wasn't an excuse. But
the first one you said.
Struggled.
The first one you said after you with the league was Van Dijk got injured.
No, we didn't win the league. Van Dijk got injured. Everything happened. The madness happened. But
you lost 7-2. You lost 7-2 to Aston Villa.
Yeah. Like we had a crazy season. Alisson scored a goal. Like it was crazy. Like we had Nat Phillips and Reece Williams. Yeah. Like at centre back, we signed Kabak from Sharkle. Like
Shaka. And, Ben Davies from Preston.
We signed Ben Davies from Preston. He didn't even get a debut. Like stuff like that happened. But
good times, man. Those are good times.
But the difference between that season and this season is that I know Van Dijk played that game. I wasn't saying that he didn't. I'm just saying the madness happened.
He just reminding you in case you fall.
No. I'm just saying the madness happened. You get me? But the point I'm trying to make is that during that season, the caliber of signings we've made this season is we didn't do that season. You get me? Like we've made some high caliber signings. We've replaced some people that needed to be replaced.
Was Klopp robbed?
Was Klopp robbed
of extra Premier League titles by your board who refused to? Because how come Klopp gets all these signings?
We made the money. We won the league, which is how much £1 million. We went so far in the Carabao Cup. We went to the final, so that's another million.
No, it's not. Like £800,000.
Well, whatever it is, it's something, isn't it? It pays someone's wages, you get me? And then
they're finally spending that Coutinho money.
Yeah, we're spending that Coutinho money. You get me? Like
Liverpool been living on that Coutinho money for about
listen, the interest money come through, innit? Dividends and that.
What's it called? We obviously sold Kwanzaa for what was it, 30 million. We've now sold Diaz for another 60-something million. So that's already 90 million back. You get me?
And Nunes is supposed to be going.
And then obviously Darwin, if he goes, that's another Trent another 10 million there. So that's 100 million back. Like we're making money and spending it. You get me?
All I'm saying is, at this point, I don't want to hear any Liverpool fan, and no fan, a matter of fact, talking about spending anymore because Chelsea Chelsea spent $1 billion. We know they're supposed to be challenging for the league. That's on them. Man City spent $1 billion. They won 4 in a row. Man United spent $1 billion. We ain't won in a decade, and Liverpool now spend $1 billion. So
Sorry.
everyone spent $1 billion. So
Wait,
everyone spent $1
Neeks,
billion. Just win. Oh,
can you
man,
say that? Can you say
Just
that last
win.
statement about Man United again? My signal went a bit booky. What did you say? They spent what and did what?
Clearly, we need to spend some money on your signal. So we'll move
Oh,
on.
okay.
Before we get onto the Real United, we're gonna speak quickly Newcastle United.
Oh gosh.
That is the real United.
It is the worst transfer window ever. I think this. I laugh actually. I got no sympathy for them, and mainly because the fans think they have a rivalry with Man United, and we don't actually care about them. But they keep trying to fight us for some reason. They keep saying stuff and doing stuff and thinking that we actually care about them. So now I see this, I was thinking, oh, this is funny. They thought they could get Champions League football, and automatically that makes them a big club. They've been rejected by Mbeumo, who went to Man United, Ekitike, who went to Liverpool, James Trafford, who went to Man City. I'm sure they were in for, if not both, definitely one of João Pedro and Liam Delap, who went to Chelsea.
Pedro.
It was João
Both?
Pedro. Oh, yeah, it might be both. Yeah, I think everyone was in for Liam Delap, Liam Delap, to be fair, including us. And all they've signed is Anthony Elanga. And to top it off, their main guy wants to leave, Isak. Brentford aren't selling Wissa. And Sesko's holding out for Man United to match whatever Newcastle win. Like, this is the transfer window from hell. And
wait, did you mention Ekitike?
I mentioned that.
Oh.
And
they can't help it, innit? They don't have the pedigree. They can't help it.
I don't know what they're gonna do. Because if they lose Isak, like, what was all this for? What, like, they got into they get scraped the Champions League through the back door, 5th place. And it's going to drop out of it again. Because there's no chance, there's no way, one, that they win the Champions League to get back in, or two, qualify for the Champions League next year without Isak whilst playing Champions League football. It's not happening. I am so sad. And I say I'm so sad. I don't know who's going to get that 5th place. But I'm so certain it's not going to be Newcastle. I think this might be, like, there's only one other transfer window, or maybe two actually, off the top of my head, where I'm like, it's as bad. Man United, first one under Moyes, where we signed Fellaini on like deadline day. But that's on the back of us being champion. Say again.
You didn't sign Leighton Baines as well, did you?
No, we tried to sign him. We tried to sign him. But that was on the back of us being champions. So yeah, you could kind of get away. Or you know what? Maybe it's not gonna be so bad. It was bad, but it was a terrible transfer window for the manager's first year. And the only one I think is Arsenal. So I think it was the summer that you sold Van Persie, where you ended up like on deadline day or around that period buying like Mertesacker, Andre Santos, Park Chu-young, and Yossi Benayoun on loan or something like that.
Arteta.
Say that again?
Arteta.
That was a bad window. But as it stands right now, and obviously there's still time to go, but as it stands, this is terrible. They've signed one player, Elanga.
And they've let a lot go.
They're trying to sign Ramsdale as a goalkeeper.
Oh yeah, Ramsdale.
It's tough, man. It's not easy at the top, man. It's not easy at the top.
I think, obviously there's the expectation that they had Saudi money just there. They can spend money now. But you've got to be able to bring the players in. You got to be able to. First of all, you got to be able to have a plan. Because I also think, is it Newcastle that the sporting director has left this? Like the sign happened. He left.
Was it not Paul? Was it Paul Mitchell?
Paul Mitchell, yeah. Didn't he leave recently? So there's. Listen,
Well, I mean, we lost our sport director last year, innit? But we got our director that we wanted in March, ready for the summer window. So we went in the window with a plan. You can't have a sporting director leave in the middle of a transfer window or just at the start. Like, what is that? That's your whole plan for the summer. There's a guy you put trust in.
It was funny. Last summer they lost their sporting director.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah,
that's right. You know?
Yeah. It's like you surely you came into the window with a plan. Like surely you might have tapped up a player here or two. I know you're not allowed to tap up anymore, but like
because she chain is
Arsenal,
fake.
Arsenal had Mendy wrapped up from January. Man United had Cunha really and truly wrapped up from April. Liverpool had Wirtz wrapped up from May. You got to come into this window just at least sat in your back pocket there, ready to just say, right, cool, that's that. And if that's a Langer, in fact, it wasn't a Langer because that wasn't on the horizon. They wanted the lap. That was the first one they wanted was the lap, and then it was in Burma. Then it kind of went on and on and on. It just feels like they're now chasing the tail. They're just chasing their tail to try and make up for it. And sometimes it can work. Listen, by the end of the window, they might sign a Vissa, they might sign a Sesko, and they might sign a couple other players, and the squad might look okay. But the big problem for them is that Isak said he had enough at the wrong time. Because if Isak said it in April or May, you can just prepare yourself for it. You put your money aside, say, right, cool, we can push, man, because I'm sure Arsenal would have come in from then. I'm sure Liverpool would have been, and you could have had a little something going on. But how can you not even know that your striker wants to leave until pre-season starts? How can you let that? How can you not sit a man down in May and say, "Yo, bro, what you want to do?" Or was it that he offered him a contract? It was so bad, and he said, "No, I don't want it." There's so many aspects to this which is like a Newcastle fan must be pulling their hair out because,
some of them got on strike. Like they're not even tweeting. They ain't even.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen Bear silence. Oh,
in one of the group chats I'm in, one of the football terrorist ones, and a couple of Newcastle fans in there. They were talking a lot. Oh, Man United doing this. The Isak news come out. Can't hear from them. 2 words. Well, we move on. Like you like what? Part of the team, brother. You get all this chat. All this chat.
Lord knows if Mike Ashley was in charge, I would hear noise. They're noise, but Saudi owners now they can't hear a peep out of them.
Before we move on, why didn't Arsenal sign Isak? Because if anyone doesn't know, the reason why we actually called this like the emergency, the necessity of calling this pod was the fact that Arsenal allowed Liverpool a free run at Isak. And I say that, and I don't make no mistake when I say that. Arsenal signed Gyökeres for 60 million, Madueke for 50 million, Mosquera for 10 million. It's 120 million.
Zubamendi.
No, leave that because they needed to replace Partey. So we leave that. But Madueke, Gyökeres, Mosquera. Madueke apparently is supposed to be a backup. We'll see. Mosquera definitely a backup, and Gyökeres obviously the striker. You slap another 20 million on top because it looks like Liverpool are going to bid around 130 million for Isak. We'll see if that gets in. You slap another 20 million on top. So you have Isak, as well as Zubamendi, which you already you're going to get, as well as Norgard, because he's already accounted for in that respect. And you're still going in for Eze. We'll see if that goes through. Surely that's a better Arsenal window than getting Gyökeres, Madueke, Mosquera, and then Liverpool getting Isak. Because you spend an extra 20 million and get Isak, not only do you, I would say, have a better team. You haven't got a deeper squad, but you got a better squad because Isak for me is levels above Madueke and Gyökeres combined. Not only do you get that man on your team, you sold Liverpool, so it's a double whammy. You strengthen yourself and stop your main title rival from strengthening that position. I think Arsenal dropped the ball. I don't know what conversations were had, but how come Arsenal weren't able to, I don't know, convince or get the understanding that Isak was potentially available? Or was it just a money thing? They just weren't willing to spend the money. And that don't make sense to me.
What did Troy Genie say about them again? They ain't got the cojones. You get me? They ain't Liverpool. They ain't no big team. That's why they didn't get my man. You get me? Because if they were brave, they would have gone for him. But they ain't brave. They ain't us.
Says a team that's currently got the DM that you desperately wanted last season. Yeah. All right.
But
Cool.
what's that gonna do? What's that gonna do?
I'm just saying, you had the cojones and you didn't get the DM you wanted last year.
What's that gonna do?
Now plays for Arsenal. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, so
I think it did happen.
So I think obviously going into the transfer window, you have to go in with your targets, whatever. You have to go in with people that you want to sign. To not end up like Newcastle, you have to be able to get your affairs in order. Yeah, so you don't want to end up with coming into preseason and trying to find a striker. Arsenal knew they need to sign a striker this year. We can't do what we did last year, where we were chasing Sesko's tail all the way for the Euros, for him to say, I'm signing a new deal and staying at Leipzig. And then you kind of like, I'm in an iron about who to get because you're too late. So I think when Newcastle secured Champions League football, the noise that was kind of going around was that he's not going to leave. He's going to stay at Newcastle to play Champions League football. How much Arsenal pushed that resolve? We don't know. Obviously, we don't know. We don't really know what's been. There wasn't really many reports apart from the fact that Arsenal like Isak is what we kind of heard. Arsenal always like Isak. There wasn't much talk about it. So therefore, it's easy to say, why don't you buy Isak when the deal isn't on the table necessarily? Could you have pushed for the deal on the table? Potentially, but you could have been in the same position where you're in now, where you're not, unless Isak does what he does now, what he did with Liverpool, what he's done for Liverpool, was said, I'm leaving. You could be in a position where you're not in a position to sign any striker because you let the other ones go. So, in hindsight, would you like to have signed Isak? Yes. I think all Arsenal fans would probably say yes. But that's just not, it's not all linear. It doesn't all work like that. You know what I mean? You have to be able to get the player on side. And for me, Gyökeres, I always wanted to sign Gyökeres. He was my first choice. My man kicked up a fuss to come to the club. That's what I want. If you're gonna come play for my club, kick up a flight, be vexed. Tell your team not come back. They're not come to training. Tell other teams I don't want to sign for them. I want to sign for that club. That's the striker that I want. Now I'm not saying Gyökeres is better than Isak because of that. No, obviously Isak's a better striker. We all know that. But you get to this stage where you're waiting till July. You don't know what's going to happen. For me, don't take the risk. If you were given that position of wait for Isak to potentially see what happens in July. If you offered me in April, you said right in July Isak might be available if he kicks up a fuss, or you go for the second choice striker in Gyökeres and you get him and he really wants to come to your club. He's told his agent, get me to Arsenal. I want to go there. For me, I'm going there. That's why I went. That's why I didn't necessarily want Sesko. There was rumors about he weren't sure whether he could be able to take the number 9 shirt off Kai Havertz because you've already got a system in place. There's Gyökeres saying, no, forget that game. I want the number 14. Give me Thierry Henry's number. I'm ready to play. Like that's what I want. So it would have been nice to get Isak. It would have been great to get him instead of those players. But for me, getting Gyökeres was the right decision for me based on the options available. Now, what I was saying to you in the chat last time in terms of would I rather take Isak, my stance was not putting Mosquera in, and I was putting I think the total fee you're going to end up paying for Isak is probably the Eze, Madueke, and Gyökeres fee is probably what is going to get you Isak in the end, really and truly. If we're talking 60, plus 60, which is like 120 plus another 50, to going up towards one. Like Newcastle ain't going to be. I don't think Newcastle are going to be selling them for cheap. I think they're going to be looking to push towards 150. It's not going to be a 120 job. They're going to be looking to push towards 150. And whether they get that, they might settle on a 140 maybe. But it's not going to be an easy job. And I think if we signed Isak, I don't know much more what we would have done. We would have probably had Zubimendi. Would we have still been able to get an Eze? I don't know. And I think whereas this way, you kind of, we know we needed a striker, but we also know we needed squad depth. We've been saying like last year, our bench against PSG was horrendous in the Champions League semi-final. We need more in our squad. If Isak gets injured next year and we have him, we're back to square one. Whereas I feel like we can do with a couple of players getting injured, and we should still be able to run through. Even though I didn't personally want Madueke. But yeah, we'll see in it. Like, and again, as I said, if Arsenal win the league, we've had a better transfer window without Isak, right?
I guess we have to wait and see.
I see a bit different personally.
With the proof is in the pudding. We have to move on and finish up on Manchester United in the next 5-6 minutes. This can't happen again.
Just about survived relegation. Damn.
Are we looking at the bottom half of the Premier League right now? I can't quite see. Does that say 15th?
This can't happen again.
It could.
Damn.
It can't. It just can't.
Wait, what are you talking about? The 1 win in 5?
Everything that you see here.
42 points.
Yeah, I'll take 9 draws ain't bad.
42 points. That we got 42 points.
9 draws ain't bad.
Minus 10 goal difference.
Wait, didn't West Ham go down with more than that?
I think they went down with 42.
Man said everything here can't happen again.
18 losses.
Listen, 9 draws ain't bad. 54 goals conceded ain't the worst. If I go up the league, what are we saying? It doesn't really get you where you need to be, but it gets you 8th. It gets
you where you need to be.
It gets you in the top half. But this was the season from hell. Because the only thing worse than this, when you keep it 100, the only thing worse than this is relegation. Yeah, you can drop a place to 16th. What's the difference between 16th and 15th? Nothing really. I guess 17th is probably the worst you can be with relegation, because you're literally like, wow, we were one team better than a championship team. Like, so as much as that, okay, cool. If you win the Europa League like Spurs did, it doesn't really matter where you finish in the end. But 15th, no trophy. Like, it just.
Remember, Chelsea got clowned on. Where did we finish again with Hazard? Like, when that season?
Around the same place.
Well, no, it's right.
Not 15th, not 17th.
Wasn't it 14th?
I think the 14th was under Potter potentially. I can't remember now, to be honest. Chelsea had a couple, but this is worse than both of them. This is worse than both of them. It's so bad that I'm not even contemplating it being this bad. Not because of anything. Not like, oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, we signed Cunha, we signed Mbeumo. I expect us to be better, but I'm not filled with hope by our transfers. I'm not filled with hope by our summer. The only thing that's me expecting us to be better than last year is that the only thing worse than this is relegation. So it has to be better than last. Like I cannot fathom a season as bad as this again. The last season was. For part of it, I think I was numb. I was like, no, really, I was like, we're not gonna win again. Or when we won a game, it was like, well, we're definitely not winning the next game because we haven't won back-to-back games all season. We didn't win back-to-back games in the league all season. I bet Leicester and Ipswich probably did. I don't even know. Maybe they didn't. No, actually, Leicester probably did. Only won 4 games. Yeah, but we didn't. There was not a game where you put in 2 games. You're all right. You get 2 games in a row, 2 wins in a row, and you're like, all right, let's go on a run. It never happened. It was 1 win. We just had one, and there was a period where I think we got a couple of draws. Like, it was bad. It was so bad. So my expectations for this season is very simple. Top 10. I just want to be on the. I just want to be on I just want to be on the first page. I don't want to have to scroll to see Man United. That's all I'm asking for. And I
Even
don't.
without Europe.
I don't. Let me repeat myself. All I'm asking for is to not scroll to see Man United in the Premier League. That's all. That is all I'm asking for. If we get the cup run, we take it. If we win a trophy, bloody well take it. We're getting through the fair play, the lack of yellow cards, red cards, and we get into Europa. I'll take it. Special dispensation, I'll take it. I just don't want to be scrolling to see my team next year. That was so.
But Neeks, in order for United to be on the top half of the league, like without you scrolling, it would mean you'd have to win games, right?
Well,
and United don't know how to win games.
Well, I mean, we did it last year. I agree. It was very bad. We scored, and the biggest problem is, the 54 goals conceded is not the end of the world. But we scored 44 goals. Now, as a quick look, 1, 2, 4, only 4 teams scored less than us. The 3 that went down, and Everton. Those are the 4. Every other team scored more goals than us. There wasn't a team that scored the same amount. 4 teams scored less, and then it was us. Goals is our problem. Goals win games. That's the bottom. That's why strikers and forwards cost the most and they get paid the most. And I'm just hoping Mbeumo and Cunha don't fix us. But surely you get Mbeumo and Cunha and you got 20 more goals in your team. Like, just give me 10 each. 10 goals each. 20 more. You're thereabouts 10. Like, it can't be. It's not that difficult to finish 10. That's a bang average. That is bang average. 10th.
Wait.
Bang average in the middle of the league.
You can't expect more than 10. Rasmus can get 10. Højlund.
Højlund didn't get 10.
No, but I'm saying he can. This season he can get 10.
I don't think he will.
You can't go into the Premier League with Højlund as a striker. You can't start the Premier League. You can't do that.
Well,
how can you look at that season? How can you look at that season last year and still walk into the next season with Jackson, with Højlund as a striker? Like, surely that doesn't happen. And I know obviously Man United is trying to get a striker, but he scored 4 goals in the league last year. 4, not even a 5. 4. like you can't. Like, for me, I think even if you don't sign a striker, you got to slap one of the other 2 up top.
Oh no, listen, I'm 100%. Like, for me, yeah, you're 100% right. He can't start.
Oh, Bruno, false 9, something. 3 of them.
Obviously, if we get Ollie Watkins and Sesko are the 2 targets at the moment. Chelsea want like 60 to 80 million euros for Jackson. No one ain't paying that ever in the history of football. And Gyökeres went to Arsenal. Delap went to Chelsea. He's a fool because now he's going to be on the bench behind João Pedro. More for him because he had the opening. Granted, Man United, cool. Yeah, we're not in Champions League football, but he ain't going to play. He ain't going to play.
João Pedro will be next on the chopping board anyway, man. They'll sign Osimhen in January. He'll be next. But
if Watkins or Sesko, it's more likely Watkins. Sesko, I think the price, the fees is too much. Newcastle are going to go all out to get him. We're not going to match them in their wages or anything like that. So even though I think he like, if we offer the same amount, I'm 99% sure he'll choose us. Newcastle are just like, they're cucks in this window, watching everybody have their turn. But if we get Watkins, 40 million,
Wow,
just-
the mighty.
you just say solid Premier League striker. He'll get you a 15. Mbeumo, Cunha, they get you a 12 because they're gonna, granted Cunha wasn't even on penalties last year, but Mbeumo's not gonna be on penalties. They give you a 12, and then Bruno give you an 8, and you're 10th. You don't have to think about defense like that, but you're 10th. That just gets you into the top half, and then you can see what you can do more than that. But if we don't get a striker, 100% you're right. You have to then put one of Mbeumo or Cunha as the 9, and then you maybe move Bruno into the 10, and then you have to then buy a midfielder. We need to buy a midfielder anyway, but then you have to buy a midfielder then, therefore, to start, I would say, alongside Kobe Mainoo. Someone who's a bit more athletic and decent on the ball. If you're going to go with Ugarte has to do too much work to play with Bruno and play with Kobe Mainoo. There's a lot of work that needs to be done at Man United, and we ain't got the funds. Say that again?
Mason Mount, what about him?
Oh, don't even. Like, how did you sign him, and why is he still here? Luke Shaw, why are you still here? Like Sancho, why are you still here? Anthony, listen, Anthony's a professional, isn't it? So I need you to get your move. Garnacho, man's like, I only want to play in the Premier League, brother. Just leave. Just go somewhere.
But surely, Villa can't sell Watkins. They ain't got no one else. Surely not.
Villa are broke. Villa need
money.
Yep.
They need money.
Villa banked all their money onto getting Champions League football, and Emi Martinez threw it all away at Old Trafford.
Now he wants out, and he can't get a move.
And Sod's Law, we're the one trying to sign him. Anyway, can't get rid of Onana, so that's in the bin. But they put all their thing into getting Champions League football. Didn't get Champions League football, and now they've just got that their salaries is, I think, they're like 90% of their revenues paid on salaries. They can't sustain it. Obviously, John Duran. They sold him this window. John Duran.
They sold John Duran. Yeah, they sold him.
They sold him in January.
Oh, so it was January they sold him.
Yeah.
Have they sold anyone else this window? I'm trying to think. Obviously, they didn't keep Rashford. And I think they didn't keep him. They can't afford. They're going to play Europa League football, but they can't afford. So I think you go to a negotiation table and say, "Look, brother, all right, cool. I will give you Garnacho, and he's on low wages anyway. We'll take Ollie Watkins off your hands and throw in Amadou Onana, and we're good. And we're good. Business. We're in business. I won't say we're back. We're in business. And I think if we can get a solid striker for Watkins level, 2 years, you get 2 years out of him, maybe 3 at a push. You get Amadou Onana, who I think is a good midfielder. Potentially, we can push for 8th. Look at Conference League, do a look at Chelsea, win that little cheap trophy, keep the spirits high. But right now, we're in the mud. We're in the mud, and it's a long way back. Maybe it seems deeper for me than it actually is. I don't know, but it feels like I don't know what the future holds. I'm not thinking about relegation, but I just don't know what this season's gonna bring.
Can I ask a quick question? Yeah,
Amarin could be gone by Christmas. And that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question? Just for clarity, yeah. Like in one sentence, can you tell me the problem at Man United? Is it the manager, the players, or is it everything? Because I personally think your manager's decent. I don't think he's actually a crap manager, but whatever he's doing isn't working. So yeah, you tell me, you're the Man United expert.
I can't. There's not one sentence that tells you, but all I would say is that the fish rots from the head.
Okay.
That's all I can say. Until the culture is fixed at Man United, we're gonna be forever, and that this includes everyone. That includes the
Mhm.
board, and I don't mean getting rid of all of them. They're trying to fix the culture, the coaching staff, the playing staff, and the fan base. Let's keep it 100. I think I said for years we have got the worst fan base in the Premier League. Many other fans probably think the same thing about
You
that,
can rival
because
you there.
the way we treat some of our players is disgusting.
Yeah.
And I've stated it many times, and all of that feeds into just a toxic culture, a mentality, and it doesn't breed positivity. And I think
Yeah.
until the culture of Manchester United changes, I don't know how you do that. Is it only through winning? That I don't know. But until that is changed, or it's two ways: either through winning that the positivity comes back, or through being in the doldrums so long that you're just like
Like
you're me.
Liverpool
You're like,
was.
yeah, where you're just like, you know what? I'll take anything. I'll take 10th. I'm there. But most of our fan base aren't there. We're still, you know what? 1 or 2 signings.
Yeah, Man
We'll,
United.
we'll be back. We ain't
Yeah,
coming back. We ain't coming. I'm
Man
resigned
United.
to maybe winning the league 1 year before outside of Liverpool's drought. So what, what, like 30 what years? How many? It's 30
30
years.
something.
I think like 30. We take 29. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at there. I'm right there. I'm 29 years. As long as you don't break Liverpool's little duck, that record, I'm good. Because it's a long way back.
What you said about culture is very interesting because when I was at uni, I remember studying about organizational culture and like its importance and etc. How culture can improve an organization or whatever. And I remember that year when I did that module, I went in a space on Twitter that was talking about Man United and what's wrong with it, etc. And I literally said in the thing like, you guys need to fix the culture at the club because that would really help the team, yeah. And I remember everyone in the space was like, and then they just skipped over it, yeah.
Of course.
5 years later, and my point is being proved right now because
this is it, Nat.
because
Nat, when
I
sorry,
saw
go on,
it.
go on.
No, I was just gonna say I saw it. I just knew. I knew, like, just hearing what my lecturer said about organizational culture, yeah, and then looking at Man United, I was like, this is one of their problems. If they solve this, they're on the way to fixing their issues. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, I don't want them to fix it, but that is one of the things you guys really need to sort out.
In all honesty, it's going to take, I think it's a good, it's minimum 5 years before we can even think about challenging for a Premier League title. So that's just thinking about it. Just say, all right, this window we're going to go in to sign players to be ready to challenge. That's 5 years away. And then at that point, you still might be 5 years away from winning it because you have to then get those signings right. So we're 10 years away from winning a league title as a bare minimum. That's what's in my head. But I'll give an example of what I mean in terms of, I'm in obviously different, Man United, group chats or spaces with Man United fans. And this obsession with, and I get it, the manager, he's the one in charge. You have to criticize his tactics, etc. It's just part of football, I get it. But last season, it was on this, if we just change to a back 4, we're not suited to a back 3. Oh, brother, like, you might be right. But that ain't getting us anywhere anyway. Like, if you think changing us to a back 4 is going to bring us back, it ain't happening because we had a back 4 under Ten Hag and we were 8th and then he got sacked. If you think something as simple as, just change the formation to get the best out of these players are no good. And I don't even mean quality-wise because some of them are good, but then they're dead. They're dead in terms of they have nothing left to offer Man United. So trying to get the best out of them, it ain't even worth it. What is the point of catering to a squad whose ceiling is 8th and a decent cup run? You might as well just rip it up, try something completely different, whether it's in terms of ostracizing certain players, whether it's and then signing new players and whatever it is, getting rid of some of the bad eggs or the dead wood or whatever. And sinking as far as we did in the hope that there might be light at the end of the tunnel, because the where we were and what we were just consistent with, basically, is paving over cracks. All right, these players are no good, but if we just play everyone in their best position and where they're suited, we might be able to do something. That something is 8th. That something is a League Cup. That something's an FA Cup. But it's never enough to win the major trophies. So forget about it. Scrap it. Don't get relegated, but scrap it. As long as you stay in the league, there might be hope that you can rise from it. But just sticking in this, we're just here. It ain't doing nobody any good. It ain't doing nobody any good. So
Long way.
my hope is that we've sunk to the lowest we can. That's my hope, that we've now reached the bottom and the only way from here is up. Now, how long it takes us to get to the summit, we have to wait and see. But as I said, what we saw last year can't happen again. We need at least 2 more signings. Strike and just go straight into the level. Striker, midfielder, or 2 midfielders. I don't know, but it's I'm not going to enjoy next season. I'm not going to enjoy, especially with Liverpool.
I said I'm not going to enjoy next season.
I can't enjoy it. Like if Newcastle, Tottenham or someone could win the Premier League, then maybe I'll have a little fun, banter Liverpool, see Arsenal. I can't enjoy Liverpool. Liverpool can get 21 league titles.
We're going back to back.
Doesn't even make sense.
Hey.
So yeah, it's rough right now, isn't it? It's rough, but
We'll win it for you, man. Put you out.
But again, I take it, but it ain't good. I ain't gonna enjoy it. I'll take it. I'm not gonna enjoy Arsenal winning the league.
Nah, no one will. It'll be unbearable.
So yeah.
And on that note, welcome back to the Premier League season.
So, I'll leave the question to you lot in the chat and the comments. Will Man United finish top 10? This is where we've sunk to. We ain't gonna go through predictions, but we're gonna be back at the definitely at the end of the transfer window. I'm definitely gonna go live before the end of the transfer window anyway. But we're gonna make sure we reconvene all of us here on the pod at the end of the transfer window to lock in our predictions for the season. Of course, the Premier League season starts on the 15th, is it? Friday the 15th of February. It's February, sorry, of August, with Liverpool playing Bournemouth? No.
Isn't it Leeds? I don't know. We're winning it anyways.
No, Liverpool's playing Bournemouth.
Liverpool playing Bournemouth. Friday night kickoff. Obviously, they're gonna have a
at home, yeah,
tribute to the late Diogo Jota. Of course, who sadly
We're not going to do that in the Community Shield, no?
They might do it there, but they're definitely going to do it at Anfield in front of all their fans. So yeah, 100% they're going to do something proper there. And the Premier League season returns. But yeah, again, congratulations to Liverpool for winning their 20th league title.
Thank you very
Congratulations to Chelsea for becoming world champions. And congratulations
4 years. God,
congratulations to Arsenal for finally signing a striker. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon.